Hello, I'm Bill Wagner. I'm the president at Penta Technologies Incorporated. We're a Milwaukee headquartered company that makes software for the construction industry, primarily accounting and project management software. We're about a 50-person company, and if you could believe this, we've been making software for construction since 1968 in the days before computer monitors. One of the things that we're doing right now, we're deploying a new project that's going to help construction workers get paid. And we're thinking that, from right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, with our little 50-person company, we're going to be a $100 million product in the next couple of years. So that's one of the cool things about software for high school students that are thinking about, what do I want to do next with my education and my career? Software is one of the hottest growth areas that you can work in right now. And what's really cool about working in software is you don't necessarily need a college degree in order to get started in software. So there's still opportunities for software to be a skilled trade. There's all sorts of training programs like Dev's Code Camp here in Milwaukee where you could get started without a college degree. And then obviously there's a ton of college courses that you can look at in computer science and information science. The thing that we like to tell people about software that maybe the average person doesn't quite get is that software developers are creative people. They're not the type of people that are working in Excel spreadsheets all day. You actually need to be a creative problem solver if you want to work in software. So those of you that are interested in the arts, software is a great place to work if you want to be an artist and still get paid a decent amount of money. Some of our best software developers work in a field called usability, which is really where design and being able to write code meet. So there's a real wealth of opportunity for people to work in the software industry, regardless of your background, regardless of what you're looking to do. And I know, one of the questions that the team wanted me to answer is, what are some of the traits that we wish more employees were bringing to the table? And I think the biggest thing for us, given how fast-paced our business is, we really want people who are hungry to learn. One of the other interesting things about having a career in software is what you did a year ago is probably very different from what you're doing today. And so really having a passion for constantly learning new things, learning new technologies is really important if you want to have a career in software.
Everybody, my name is Sergeant Hanson. I'm the local Marine Corps recruiter for the Hartford School District. With me, I got Lance Corporal Voss, who actually graduated from the school in the class of 2021. A little bit of backstory on me. I'm originally from New York. I entered the Marine Corps in 2017. I've been in for the last 5 years, and I've been a military policeman all that time. I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan for 4 years, and I did everything from being a patrolman to being on the actual SWAT team for the island. Marine Corps has helped me out in a variety of different ways, and basically I'm here to preach that to you as well. Lance Corporal Voss.
Well, my name is Lance Corporal Voss. I graduated from Hartford Union High School in the graduating class of 21. I left about a week after graduation, left a boot camp. Since then I've been to San Diego, I've been up to Camp Pendleton up in California, I've been to North Carolina for schooling, and now I'm stationed in Yuma, Arizona. So I've been traveling a little bit, getting in my rounds. The Marine Corps has helped me a lot, get out there, and it gives you a little shove out into the real world and really helps you grow up a little bit more.
So our top performers are typically the ones that are reliant. They show a lot of initiative and actually have the drive to be the better version of themselves every day. Being reliant is extremely important in our profession. It doesn't matter if you're anything from an administrative clerk to being an infantryman, even maybe being a military policeman, right? So having the initiative to actually go out, do more than what's expected, and being actually reliant in your field is extremely important, not only for being promoted, but also showing hey, this guy actually knows what he's doing and that he's going to be able to excel at his job.
So the next generation of the military here, I think, could help themselves out tremendously with just looking out for each other. If you want to excel in the Marines or the military in general, you need to learn to take care of your brothers and sisters to the left, your right, and you, and really think about taking care of them. Another thing that'll help is really paying attention in school. School is a big thing of just like general knowledges. So for example, I'm a cryogenic equipment operator, and so chemistry class. When I was in chemistry class, I didn't think I would ever use chemistry in my life, but now I use it every single day. So it's just just the general things, pay attention and apply yourself in everything that you do. Always strive to be the best person you can be, and also just help those to your left and your right.
So for those that are looking to possibly join the Marine Corps or just the military in general, please just don't be afraid to go out and actually talk to a recruiter. I know that there's some people out there, they're dead set on joining the military at some point. But the majority of people that end up enlisting into the military just didn't know the information prior to hand, or they got secondhand knowledge from somebody else. Talking with recruiters is not only going to expand you on what you should know and what opportunities may be available to you, but also you're going out and you're finding out the information. If you find out that it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. No one's going to force you to join the military at all. But you may actually find something that you truly love doing, and you can also simultaneously serve your country at the same time.
Okay. I think as a high school student, and if you do want to join the military, one thing you have to be very conscientious of is just taking care of your body and your mind. The military, obviously it's physically demanding, so you got to make sure you stay fit, go on runs, go hit the gym, and also just explore, really think about what you want to do with your life within, because the military, the Marine Corps has a job for just about anything you want to do, anything. So just think of your actual options of what the Marine Corps could give to you versus other avenues you could take.
So one of my favorite things about being a Marine is that I can visually see the difference that I make, not only in my unit on base, working as a military policeman, but in the community as well. Working as a military policeman in Japan was incredibly rewarding. I got to interact with host nation forces, the Japanese security guards that worked with us simultaneously. I still have friends that I still go out and talk to from Japan today, and that's all thanks to the Marine Corps. And I know after I eventually leave Wisconsin, I'm going to go on to a different place and even make more friends and more lifelong connections that I'm going to value for the rest of my life. The biggest thing that I like about being a recruiter is actually being able to see people that maybe come in the office, they're shy, they don't know exactly what they want to do. They find a home in the Marine Corps, and then eventually I get to see them go from when they contract all the way to eventually when they become a United States Marine. And to me, that's one of the most rewarding things about my job.
My favorite thing about the Marine Corps is being there for the Marines here left and right, and just being there for people when they need it. Everyone goes through ups and downs, and I just appreciate all the connections I've made all the way from boot camp to where I am now in my unit. I value all the people I've met and all the connections I've made. My favorite thing about my job field is seeing my effectiveness affect flatline readiness. So I do my job well, and then you see the birds go up in the air, and it's just a rewarding feeling knowing that they're up in the air because of what I'm doing right now.
So we had a great time talking with you all today. If you guys do want to reach out and find out any more information about this, you can see me in the school one of the days that I come through, or feel free to contact us with the contact information listed below, or come through to our office located in West Bend over by the car dealerships up on the north side. But we had a great time today, and I hope to see you guys in the future.
Great morning, Hartford High School. My name is Andy Voss. I am the owner of Voss Insurance Group, located in Ridgefield, Wisconsin, across the street from Cabela's. We've been in operation for about 25 years these days, and we offer auto insurance, home insurance, life insurance, as well as health insurance. Some of the key attributes to my top performers are hard work and networking. A lot of my top producers are out in the field networking on a daily basis and getting in people's faces. So a lot of what you have to do in my business, we are a face-to-face type of sales. So you have to get out and start talking to people and see what their needs are. A lot of what we do is sell protection, so we need to make sure that we're covering their needs. So skills that lead to advancement in Voss Insurance are, number one, success and results. So many of my producers, they get additional compensation based upon what they produce. So the more you produce, the more you make. The more people that you help, the more you're going to make. So for me, it's a results-driven business. As far as the next generation of employees, the one thing that I see is we are very attached to social media, which I think social media is a benefit in many ways, where we can contact via text and as well as via messenger and things like that. But one thing the next generation is really going to need to work on hard is face-to-face meetings. With COVID and different things, people were used to texting and things like that. But in my business, you need to meet someone face-to-face, look at them in the eye, and really get an idea of what they need. Because when you have that face-to-face meeting, they will trust you, and you will gain their respect a lot more. So for my opinion, a lot of kids these days need to work on face-to-face meetings, shaking hands, looking people in the eye, talking to them directly, and most importantly, answering questions directly. Regarding a career path in insurance, one of the things that I would suggest as far as for people that are looking into it is, number one, make sure you brush up on your skills. I use typing skills on a daily basis. Mrs. O'Brien, for my freshman year in high school, I still remember her to this day and see her at weddings. Typing is something that I use on a daily basis and have been for 30 years. The other thing that I would strongly recommend is math. Make sure you get your core math down, because I use math on a daily basis. Addition, subtraction, percentages, those are types of things, whether you are personally or in the work world, you're going to use some of those things. So typing as well as math would be two things. And then the biggest thing, which I've kind of alluded to before, is you need to work on your networking skills. Everybody has to get out and face-to-face. You can't always text your friend. You should pick up the phone and call them. You should shake their hand and you should talk to people. Interaction with other human beings is going to be very important. There's not a lot of salesmen, in my opinion, that are going to be coming through the next generation. So those that are able to get out in people's faces and feel comfortable talking to people are going to have a huge advantage. Regarding insurance in upcoming years and how that could relate to your life, there are a couple of great job openings that are out there, and they're out open on a regular basis. One of the things that you would look at is anybody who likes math or is involved in math at all. The insurance business is based upon actuaries. If you would become an actuary or get into actuarial science, you can get in the insurance business and make a very good living. Actuaries within insurance companies are making very serious money, six figures, if not even higher, depending upon the insurance company. So if you like math, insurance is definitely something that you should take a look at. With regards to some other careers out there, there are a lot of management careers with regards to underwriting, claims, insurance agencies, which I am in. What I explored before with regards to getting out and meeting people as far as an insurance agent, that would be great. But there are also a lot of interior jobs where you're looking at claims, when people have houses that burn down to the ground, when people have cars that are damaged. If those of you that are in some of those fields like mechanics and things like that, or home rebuilding, you can get a job in the insurance business and go out and take a look at some of those homes. They actually use, what are those things that fly up and down now?
Drones.
They actually use drones. A lot of what's happening in the insurance business, if you guys are into drones and things like that, they're using drones to inspect roofs. When we're first writing policies or when there is damage, they can use drones. So if you were a drone pilot, look at insurance companies. A lot of these companies are looking for different ways when they have hailstorms that come through. They can get a drone up there and look at 5-10 different roofs in a matter of an hour or two, as opposed to having to climb up there. So there's a lot of positions, I would say, besides the insurance business is a very kind of dry, boring position. However, there are a lot of excitements in there. So if you're looking at something to do, it's not just selling someone protection. There are also some other jobs behind the scenes that if you like math, if you like drones, if you like construction, if you like cars, there are a lot of things out there that you can take a look at within claims as well as inside of insurance companies. We've talked about a lot about careers. One of the things I also wanted to mention is being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. Any of you that have some sort of an idea that you might think would be money producing or revenue producing idea, go for it. Now is the time that you can make mistakes as young individuals. If you make a mistake, it's very easy to recover. When you're older, you can't do those types of things. So being self-employed gives you a lot of benefits. So whether it be an insurance business or whether you are in the business of making widgets, whatever it may be, go for it. You have a lot of benefits. Myself, I have 5 children, as you know, or as many of you do know. Hello, Brooke. Hello, Lauren. Hello, Savannah. Those are the 3 that will probably be seeing this. One of the benefits of being self-employed is I don't necessarily miss any one of their games, whether it be softball, whether it be basketball, which are the 2 that they're in. I don't miss a lot of games. So you do have to put in a lot of work, but there are a lot of benefits. Anybody that is out there that wants to have children, that wants to have a family, being self-employed gives you a lot of those benefits. So whatever you're doing, whether it be working for an employer or working for yourself, make sure you do it with 100% energy and enthusiasm and work hard.
Hello, my name is Wendy Unger. I am a partner at Baker Tilly. We are a public accounting and consulting firm, one of the top 10 in the nation. As a partner there, I'm involved in all different aspects of audit work. I work with governmental entities, so one of my clients is public school districts, or type of clients is public school districts, and actually my firm does work with Hartford Union High School, so a very positive scenario there. But really, my role at Baker Tilly is team leader. I lead our public sector team in our Milwaukee office, which is a team of roughly 20 to 25 people. So some of the key attributes or specific skills that lead to advancement within our company are really numerous. It really takes all different types of people to be successful in the public accounting world, but things that we look for are very well-rounded individuals, individuals that are organized, ambitious, creative, comfortable with and also embrace change. We live in an evolving world, especially professionally, and need to be able to adapt to things as they come up. Another thing that seems kind of simple, but we look for people that are common sense strong. Book smarts is always important, but also common sense. People that can think through things on a very normal basis and not overanalyze things. We look for people that are eager to learn. We look for quick learners. We look for people that are leaders, team players. So all of the things that students look at getting involved in, whether it's sports or organizations or clubs within the high school, all very important things. We look at those on resumes. We look for people that can do all of that, be successful, be organized, and accomplish what they want to accomplish. We also look for individuals that are good speakers. Again, in our public accounting world, we often are in front of clients and having discussions or doing presentations, whether we're on the audit side, the tax side, the consulting side. So we really need to be able to communicate, are comfortable communicating, have good articulation, and then probably the last thing, and this is probably one of the areas where we tend to get people disinterested in public accounting, and that's hard work. We are really looking for hard workers and people that want to dedicate their career to public accounting, but public accounting is very diverse and has many different paths that one can pursue. So when we look for, the next generation of employee at Baker Tilly, one of the things that we are working very hard to accomplish within the public accounting industry is really the perception and the stigma that comes along with public accounting. So, when I look to share information about what the next generation of employee can do to improve, it's really what can we do as an industry to welcome people of the next generation, because the way we all grew up and the things that we have become accustomed to, the hours, the dedication, the 80-hour weeks, one would think as tax accountants, or, the bean counters, pocket protector wearing individuals. Again, I think we really have a bad rap related to that. So we really need to change as an industry to attract the next generation of people. However, with that being said, we also need that next generation of individuals to have those skills that I mentioned previously, have a appetite for change, for diversification in the tasks that they do, to be hardworking. The profession does have demands, but we are also, as a profession, trying to evaluate and accomplish a positive work-life balance where everybody is successful in doing what they need to do, both in their work life and in their personal life.
My name is Krista Lawfer. I work at Lawfer Trucking, and the business was started by my dad in 1977, and both my parents are still active with the company, and my current role is assistant vice president. I think the number one thing that leads to advancement or is an important skill or attribute that any employee here would have, which would be a driver, a mechanic, a dispatcher, or really anything that you could do within our company, would be to care about what you're doing. When you take pride in your position here and you realize that you're part of a team and everything you do is going to have an effect on the other employees here, as well as our customers and just the general operation of the business, that's kind of the key to success. I think that anybody interested in a career in trucking, in any aspect of trucking, there's going to be plentiful jobs for the foreseeable future because trucking is how we get everything. We might haul steel, but eventually that's going to be made into something that you want to buy. And so there will always be truck driving jobs, there will always be people needed to dispatch them, and there will always be people needed to work on them. So entering that field would give a lot of job security to anybody who is looking to get involved. So I would say whatever you're interested in, be it a truck driver, a dispatcher, mechanic, or in general anything you're interested in, you can always, like for us, you can call here and ask questions. We actually have done ride-alongs. If you're interested in being a driver, you can go along with the driver for the day, and I would think some companies offer that. But we're always willing to talk to people about the best path to pursue getting a CDL. If you're interested in mechanic work, how to get involved in that. Office stuff, we can kind of talk you through that. But in general, I think doing your research, looking the company up, and really, I think these days a lot of people don't pick up the phone anymore. They send emails or things like that, and if you really want to talk to somebody, you pick up the phone and call, and then we kind of look at that as, well, this person is seriously interested. So at Lawfer Trucking, we are firm believers that opportunity is out there for anyone who seeks it.
Hi, my name is Krista Gavin. I work at Bank 5-9. I'm the branch manager there. I've been with Bank 5-9 for 25 years and really enjoy working for the company. I have started as a teller, worked in doing lending, but the reason I really love my job is because we get to help people with their finances and make lives better. Customer service is so important in a banking career, not only for helping our customers that are walking in the door, but also for assisting other areas in the bank, such as our operations support, maybe helping us with different things, or our IT department. There's so many other career opportunities in a financial institution than what you might see when you're first coming in. There's a lot of back-end work. We have our accounting department, there's our property management, our lending teams, and of course the biggest area that's growing is different technologies. As technologies grow and expand the way people are doing their banking, that also opens up opportunities for people to help people with their banking and assist them with any questions they have on how to use those products. When looking for a career, it's so important that you are thinking about many things. Bank 5-9 has a great opportunity for careers and learning, development, when you're looking for coaching opportunities, also with the compensation packages, including benefits. Those are things you want to be looking for. As well as the culture. Having a good culture and being happy where you're working is so important. And with Bank 5-9, making lives better is really truly what we strive to do. When starting a career in banking, a lot of different skills that will help you with your career are going to be business related, having some good math skills, but overall just being a good employee and taking care of your customers. Customer service is very important. That's what sets us apart from everybody else, is what we're doing to help make that person feel special and fit their needs. Part of making lives better at Bank 5-9 involves community involvement and giving back to the community. Being in high school, there's so many ways that you can start doing that, participating in different programs like FBLA and DECA, extracurricular activities, builds teamwork. Those are great programs to be involved and do extracurricular activities and volunteerism. I know we'd like to give back to our communities that we serve. That's so important for the bank to be able to give back as well.
Hello, I'm Joe Schumacher from Joe Slinger Service. We are a automotive and light truck repair facility located in Slinger, Wisconsin. Been in business for 25 years this fall. Key attributes in being an auto technician, there's many things. Of course, knowing the technical side of it obviously is very important, but the willingness to help people, the good feeling that you've accomplished a repair, that after you're done working on it, it works the way it's supposed to, and just working with your hands is a great thing to have. Great skills to have in the automotive industry is, of course, working with your hands, the willingness to always be learning, whether it be hands-on or, of course, technical training. Good advice that I can offer to pursue a career in the automotive industry is getting the experience, of course, is very important, but also mixing that with training. If sometimes guys will do the training first, sometimes they'll do the schooling first. You got to find your best fit for you. In our field, there's many different positions that can be had. You can have your service advisor. You can have your technicians, of course, is what we do. And then there's parts departments that also need people. But I'd have to say the most important position we're trying to fill these days is the technician. We're just looking for good, honest, hardworking people.
Hi, my name's Carrie Cutts. I am a real estate broker for Real Brokerage here in Wisconsin. I have been working in the real estate industry for the last 16 years, held a few different positions along the way, but my favorite and most invested amount of time has been as an agent. As a real estate agent, I like to break my job into two different categories. First category is the front-facing, my client side, where I'm actually working with the clients to find homes for them, realize what their needs are, and match them with properties. The second side of my business is what I like to call my back office, and that's where we work through the actual nuts and bolts of marketing properties, acquiring clients, building relationships, and working through contract deadlines. So when I think about what the key attributes for key performers, the first one really is discipline. In a real estate environment, you're a independent contractor, so you don't have a job that somebody's going to tell you what to do and when to do it. So you need to be disciplined to, one, develop systems and then stick to those systems. Building your day each day is up to you and your responsibility. On top of that discipline is consistency. It's really easy to do that on day one and day two. And then day three, maybe I want to go shopping or hang out around the house. But if I don't work, I'm not there building my business. So discipline and consistency really go hand in hand in an independent contractor environment where in my small business, I'm only going to do as well as I can based on what I invest. All right, I'm going to tie two pieces together here for areas to improve and what advice I have for young agents getting involved. One area that we have seen a huge deficit in, and this is not new and it's not anyone's fault, it's just more of a change in our society and how we work, is interacting with other people. We have had a huge implementation of social media, and not only that, in recent years, just a disconnect based on COVID changes and things like that, where we are really struggling to have that personal interaction with people. And so if I can give one piece of advice to all of us is to practice interacting with others, making small talk, feeling comfortable, asking questions to get to know each other. In real estate, you're most likely going to start those relationships online, but then you do have to transfer that to that face-to-face comfort interaction. You will be advising people on probably the largest investment they'll ever make in their life. They want to feel comfortable with you. They want to trust you. And in order to do that, we need to practice those skills. So a lot of questions I get is, well, as a young agent, how do I get involved? How do I do that? Because people don't trust me. And that's true. As a young agent, you probably haven't bought and sold your own home. You haven't had that personal experience. So 2 pieces of advice there is, before you get into real estate, get into a consumer-facing job. Be a waitress, get into retail. Do something where you are providing a client service, a client experience, and practicing approaching people. Talk to them. Smile when they walk past you in the grocery store. Ask them how their day is. Put yourself in those uncomfortable situations because they will eventually become comfortable, and it'll make you adaptable in those client serving situations when you want to start building your business. And then part 2 of that, as a young agent, find a mentor, somebody who is successful in doing this day by day, because nobody gives you a book to say, hey, this is what you get to do today. So develop those processes and systems based on other people who have already been successful. Then you can lean on that experience, and if somebody's uncomfortable with your age or your newness, you can say, hey, well, I can bring mentor A into this meeting. They're going to help me. They're going to support me. So you're not just getting me, but you're getting that too. And eventually your portfolio will grow, and you will have enough experience for people to find that trust in you. So real estate's been amazing. It has provided me and my family with an abundant amount of opportunity. The best thing I like about it is there is no limit. I get to do what I want, as much as I want or as little as I want. And so it's also an industry where you'll never lose. You will either win or you will learn from it. So my best advice is go out there, take a shot at it, and enjoy.
So my name is Todd Dorfert. I am currently employed at a company called Mance Automation. Mance Automation has been a Hartford company for about 32 years, started by a couple of Hartford High School graduates. I am also a Hartford High School graduate. Went through all the industrial arts programs here at Hartford High and had a very good experience. And I was able to use what I learned here at Hartford High to really build a career. So I hope that anyone who is thinking about getting into the industrial arts or getting into the trades in general really thinks it through as a career path and not just a job. They asked me what are some attributes of high performers at Mance Automation. And what I find with our high performers are they're generally very positive thinkers. So they come to work each day with the ability to change a tough situation into a positive situation. They can change a problem into an opportunity for a solution. On top of that, they're usually very good at communicating. Now, that's one thing that I think people in general and young people in specific do have a problem doing is maybe on the communication side, the verbal communication side. With verbal communication comes learning to read the person that you're talking to and really understanding their problem and how to solve it. So my best advice would is to become a great communicator, and you will probably be one of my high performers. So they asked me, what are some improvements that the younger generation can make when they enter the workforce? Verbal communications, I talked about that earlier, and I think that is huge. But learning how to take criticism is probably one of the biggest things that I see with the students and young adults coming into the trades. So when you have been taught through high school, they have taught you to have the right answer. They, being your teachers, have kind of explained what they're going to test you on. They have shown you where to find the test answers, and then they just ask you to read it and complete the test. At work, I will be asking you to figure it out, and figure it out with less than all the information. So it's going to be hard, and you're going to have hard days. And that's where I say, learn from a person on how to learn. You're going to get knocked down, but take those criticisms, take those tough times, and figure out how to build upon that. Students today tend to want the answer quickly, and at work, our time horizon is a little bit longer. And I think that is something that the students will have to understand, the young adults will have to understand. And it's just a natural process. Everybody gets frustrated with it. So don't think that it's on you or people are coming down on you personally. It's really not a personal thing. It's just more of a, we need to get it done. It needs to be done right. It needs to be done quickly. You're in the situation. Learn to roll with it and it'll become easier. So in the field of tool and die, many of the things that I see happening in the future will be, we're going to be looking for people hard and heavy. We'll be looking for many new faces to come into our trade. When I say tool and die is all of the metal cutting, metal bending, really trades in general, I guess you would say this for, but I'll speak to my specific trade. We need new people coming in at the entry level. That being said, many of our current tool makers, not just at Mance Automation, but within the trade, are 50 plus. So in 10 to 15 years, we're going to see over half of our population kind of gone and out of the trade. So we're going to be looking for higher end performers, people like designers, people like technical sales, project managers. Many of those positions are going to be open. And that is going to give an opportunity for any hardworking person, say starting in 2024, 25, to within about 5 years, probably be easily making six-figure salaries, easily being able to guide others if that's what they want, travel. I personally have been able to live that life and kind of work my way up through the company and been able to experience many of those things. If anybody wants to talk about that or hear about it from a more specific side, please contact me. Many of the tech ed teachers at the school know how to get a hold of me, and I'll sit down with you or your parents or just answer some questions. We can even just text. It doesn't matter. Can get you some answers, try to make some sense of it. So they asked me what my best advice would be to anyone who is coming into my trade, which is tool and die, but it really works for all the trades. My best advice is to start with a plan, a 4-year plan. So if you think about the college-bound friends of yours, they're going to college and they're being given a plan. Their plan is to go in as a freshman and then become a sophomore and then a junior and a senior in a very structured curriculum. You, going into a trade, will be put into the job market and asked to figure it out. What I'd really like to see kids do, what I would really like to see young adults do, is to really write down a 4-year plan. So this plan starts with learning the skill or learning the trade. So take that time and learn the trade, and as you learn that trade, don't think about anything else, advancement, what have you, but just become very good and really attach yourself to a high performer. Human nature will maybe sometimes have people look at the lowest performer and say, how come that person gets away with this or that? What I would suggest is attach yourself to a high performer and really try to emulate what they do. Now, once you've got the trade figured out, once you've got a set of skills, kind of a baseline, now start to think about what you can do to become valuable. Once you become valuable to your company, that company will ask you to become successful. They will show you how to go to the next level. They will pay for continuing education. They will ask you to take on bigger and bigger chunks of responsibility. But move your way through this company, whichever company you decide, whichever trade you decide, move your way through by becoming valuable. Once you become valuable, you also become indispensable. And I've seen many success stories where people will start at Mance Automation as maybe say sweeping the floor or doing just the very entry level jobs. And they have become some of the highest performing people that I've seen. They've started families, they've bought in real estate, they have all the things that we associate with the American dream. And they've done that because they've taken a longer term view, not just a month or a week or a year, but maybe 2 years, 4 years, 5 years out. And they've turned that into real American success stories.
Hi, I'm Tim Frank, Director of Fixed Operations for the Ewald Automotive Group. So I would say typically as we look at the Ewald Automotive Group, obviously we have a lot of positions. We have office positions, finance positions, technicians, automotive representatives on the sales side for service. But common trends that runs amongst those people tend to be people that are high communicators, energetic, self-starting. They fix goals and then they figure out the steps to achieve those goals along with their coworkers. And I would say adaptability is really important as far as what we do. So if I look at common attributes that really our leaders possess and things that would help someone advance from one position to the next throughout the automotive industry, and I would say probably common to most industries, is the ability to set a goal. And as I said earlier, be able to figure out the tasks to achieve that goal. Responsibility and respectfulness of coworkers and consumers is certainly very important. And I would say on the other side of it is the responsibility to realize that you have a responsibility, whatever that might be, depending upon your position, and to hold true of that. Good positive mental attitude certainly helps. Looking at the automotive industry as a whole, we have a challenge that's ahead of us. Technician staff is certainly something that's going to be an ongoing need, and the industry is shifting from internal combustion engines to electronic vehicles, electric vehicles, and in those fields, we need an influx of people coming in, and I think that that's really where the growth spurt is going to happen at. From that side of it, I think there's a stigma surrounding an automotive technician as being someone that's greasy, dirty, works in a dark area, and that's so far from the case. It's incredible. If at any point in time we would go through and look at our typical service departments, it's bright, it's well lit. The employees, for the most part, almost look like lab technicians in their wear. And the majority of the work that we do is surrounding around electrical or electronic type repairs. And as I said, as we move towards electrified vehicles, that's only going to become more the case. So what we really need is an influx of that mindset, somebody that is interested in those areas, those computer skills. And that's what our vehicles are really turning into. So if we look at a typical entry-level high school student that might be interested in a career in the automotive industry, I would say the best thing to do is come over and talk to us, job shadow a little bit. Like I said, in our dealership world, we tend to get pigeonholed sometimes, and people don't realize the opportunities that's there. As I mentioned earlier, we have finance managers that work with the accounting side of the business. We have our offices that certainly work in that same realm. Automotive sales representatives that assist people in purchasing a vehicle, servicing their vehicle, technicians, of course. Parts department with the inventory management side of things and procurement. There is so much there under the rooftop for anyone. And I would say that that to come in, like I said, job shadow, work around with a little bit. And we have a lot of people that are younger individuals that have joined us and maybe started at one position and over a period of time transitioned into something else and kind of moved on from there.
Hi everybody, Jeff Walters, Superintendent at Hartford Union High School. In the field of education, obviously the most key attribute that we're looking for in people is you have to absolutely love working with kids. You have to have a passion for working with the youth of today, and obviously looking to grow and make a difference in the lives that we prepare them to be successful after high school. Yeah, the advancement opportunities that exist in the world of education is certainly comes through leadership. People either super knowledgeable in a content area that might lead to some leadership opportunities, or demonstrate some leadership capabilities that they have and may pursue some advanced degrees that lead to future careers in leadership, such as at the high school administration or district office levels. The best advice I could give to high school students possibly interested in pursuing a career in education is to go for it. There are a ton of opportunities in the field of education. Maybe block out some of the noise.
Hi, HUHS. My name is Aaron Lensink, and I'm the Senior Vice President and Business Banking Manager here at Forte Bank. In my role, I work with businesses throughout Southeast Wisconsin. Commercial bankers work with the businesses to help them with deposit needs, lending needs to help them grow their business. We work with manufacturers, retail businesses, and real estate investors. Forte Bank is an independent community bank. We were founded in 1907, so we've been in the community for 116 years. We offer solutions for both personal and business customers, so you can work with the general public and businesses in a role at the bank. We have a full range of mortgage loans, business loans, lines of credit, and investment services. We have full service locations in Hartford, Slinger, and Richfield, and then we have a loan production office in the city of Milwaukee as well, and that office just serves our business customers to have meetings closer to the city of Milwaukee. As an independent community bank, we believe we're responsible for supporting our local businesses, schools, and community projects, because we don't succeed if you don't succeed. So some of the key attributes that our top performers exhibit are they're people-focused individuals, they're results-driven, they're problem solvers who like helping others. Our top performers are analytical, they pay close attention to detail, and are outgoing and personable. They're comfortable interacting with others, whether it's the general public or other bank employees. So they have to work directly with people that come into the bank as well as their colleagues here at the bank. So we find our best people are just engaged both with outside people coming in and people they work with. Some of the best advice I would have for you if you're interested in getting into finance or banking would be to try to learn as much as you can about personal finance, investments, banking, even real estate at a young age. So throughout high school. Try to think about if you want to work daily with the public as well to serve their financial needs and goals. So if you like interacting with people, this would definitely be a job for you. Look for an internship while in high school if possible. I know we've had high school students come into the bank and they get experience that way. The earlier you can get an internship to actually see what a job is like, I think the better it's going to be in determining if you could see yourself doing this as a career. The hands-on experience is going to help you determine if you can, see this as a career. That's one of the things I did pretty early on was find an internship. I think it was freshman year in college, just to make sure that it was something that would work for me. If available, take classes at the high school too. If they have personal finance classes, accounting classes, anything on investments, the earlier you can start looking into some of these things, the better.
Go